Hey gang, welcome to BF Fiber Arts with Tansen. I would be Tansen, and I have something new I want to try. I will admit it, I love to cruise TikTok. And there's this thing going around where you roll for whatever your thing is. There's one guy who does roll for sandwiches. Absolutely epic. Now, they use Dungeon and Dragons dice. I'm not so good with them, but I did find these gorgeous regular. Where are you? There you are. Got these gorgeous regular six-sided dice. Look how pretty those are. They're like teals and purples. My absolute favorite colors. So what I'm going to do is we're going to roll to make a yarn. So what I have here are my cards. What we're going to do, we're going to start off by rolling for our add-ins. We'll roll, and then those numbers correspond to different add-ins. Then we're going to roll for our fibers. And what I have for that is I have 6 bags of different colors. So we will roll for how many times we're going to pick. And then we will roll for which bin we're going to pull out of. So 1 to 6 different types of fibers, 1 to 6 different color families. Then we're going to roll for our style of blending. So we can do like blending board, drum carder, hand cards, combs, cloud, or across the fiber. And then we're going to roll for our spin style. So woolen, worsted, basic stuff, core spun, all that fun stuff. And then we're going to roll for our type of finishing, whether we're going to leave it as a singles or ply it in some way or make a fancy yarn or whatever. So this is my first time doing it. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but we're going to find out. Well, let me just get set up so I can show you the rolls, and we're going to get started. Hopefully this will be fun and not a complete bomb, but either way, I'll put it up and we'll see how it goes. If it's a complete bomb, this will be the one and only video. If it's not a complete bomb, I might do it again. It also depends on whether you like it or not. So make sure that if you like this, that you like it. So I know you enjoyed it and we'll do it again. All right, let me get set up. I'll be right back. All right. First, we are going to roll for our add-ins. Can you see that? There we go. All right. 1. So we are going to have Stelina. Next, we're going to roll for how many fibers we're going to use. We're going to use 3 fibers. And then we're going to roll 3 dice for our numbers, our fiber bins. So we're going to use 2, 3, and 4. Well, isn't that handy? All right. Now we're going to see what kind of blending style we're going to use. 1. We're going to put them on our blending board. Hold on, I'm going to move these over here so I can keep track. So it's blending board. And next we're going to go spin style. Another one. So we are going to spin it woolen. So we'll put it on our blending board and we will make roll eggs out of it. Now we just need to know how to finish it. 4. So our finishing style is going to be thread ply. So we are going to use Angelina fiber or Stelina as our add-in. We're going to use 3 fibers from bins 2, 3, and 4. We're going to do it on a blending board, and we are going to do it woolen, and we're going to thread ply when we are done. All right, I've made notes, so let's pull out our bins and see what we're going to be making today. 1 second. So, into our bin, we need to put some Angelina fibers. Here's our bin of Addins. I've got feathers, I've got silk, I've got beads, I've got locks, I've got naps, but this is what we're looking for here. Now, I don't know what colors we're going to have. I know we have 2, 3, 4, but I don't remember what they are. So I'm just going to reach in. These are all in little roll egg type thingies. So I'm just going to pull out a bunch and dump it in. Now, we shouldn't need too much of this. So I'm just going to go with that little bit there. So that's our add-in. Now here's our fiber bin. They're labeled 1 through 6. You can see the tags are there. So we're going to go with 2, 3, 4. So that's our blues and purples, our greens and yellows, and our whites and creams. So I will just look the other way, reach in, and I'll grab something. That's bag 2. Bag 3. And bag 4. So this is going to be an interesting yarn. We have this blue, which I believe has some cashmere and silk mixed in with it. We've got this sparkly green. It's kind of a greeny yellow. So we use some of that. Got a miscellaneous white. It's probably a medium grade. And then a handful of Angelina to throw in there. I'm going to grab my blending board. We're going to blend us up some roll eggs so we can spin it woolen. All right, 1 second. I will be right back. All right, got the blending board. We're going to start with a little bit of white. Don't mind the noise. I just gave the boys some catnip and they're kind of losing their minds at the moment. All right. And I think I will lay this out in stripes. Next, we'll grab some of this. This has got sparklies in it too, so it's going to have extra Angelina in it. Although that could be trilobal nylon, I don't know. I literally have a bin of miscellaneous and I just sorted it into color groups, threw some into some little baggies for this, and we're just going to play with it. All right. Then we'll grab some of the blue. Bobo's literally losing his mind on the cat tray right now. We can add a little bit of stellina to the white, a little bit to the yellow, and a little bit to the blue. Just to give it a little bit of a sparkle. Now I picked this stellina up on discount somewhere, and it turns out it's heat bondable, or sorry, Angelina, and it's heat bondable. So it's a little rougher than what I usually like. You want the non-heat bondable. It's softer. Apparently it does make a difference. Goes to show you what I know, which is absolutely zero. Until I muck it up and then all of a sudden I know better. Now, if you can think of other ways we can do this roll 4 spins, I am all for it. I just thought it would be a really fun way to muck about and figure things out and just see what happens. You know, we might get some wild color combos or something that would turn out really cool. I did not just do that. Woo. Having a good day today, I tell you. All right. Well, I totally messed this up. All right, I'm just going to put this back on. And we're just going to brush it again. All right, let's put some more white on there because it's pretty patchy. Some more blue. And some more yellow. I think I used up all my Stellina. I did. So I just need one more little bit of yellow. All right, and then we're going to brush that. All right, now we got to pull off our roll eggs. I'm gonna have to get my table to do this properly, but I just was so excited my dice arrived. I wanted to try it. Yes, I do that. I under-prepare all the time. All right, catch that beard. Now, I could just make it all into one giant roll egg and spin it that way, but I think I'm going to make a few littler ones. All right, there's our first roll egg. Doesn't look too crazy. Could be a good way to start, I guess, is not being too crazy. And if I do this for a while, then I'm going to have a whole bunch of these little mini skeins of random yarn. And I don't know what I'll do with them. Maybe weaving is coming to mind. Set up a nice warp and then just weave this into the weft and have like a nice piece of chaos fabric when I'm done. Although I think technically that's called Sayori, not chaos, but in my world, it's chaos. Okay, there's our second roll egg. And I think we can get the rest of this into one more roll egg. There's definitely very big texture differences amongst these fibers. Oh, I think the catnip kicked in. Things have gone quiet. All right. And there is our third roll egg. So we're going to spin these up woolen, and then we will need to thread ply them. So let me get my spinning wheel set up, and I will be back. All right, we got our single all spun up. Now I'm going to go into my threads bin and pick a thread. I think it might need a little more purple. So we're going to pull out this purple metallic and we're going to ply it with this. So I will get set up for that and I'll film it as I go. Back in a sec. All right, we got her all spun up and thread plied. So now we are going to take it off the wheel. I can turn my wheel without smashing you around too much. All right, so here we go. So we need a name for this yarn beyond Chaos Yarn. I don't know. Dice to Decide could be the series. I don't know. I just like the idea of letting the dice make the decisions on what it is I'm going to be doing. Now, if you have any ideas for different options or things that we could do in this, absolutely comment them down below, because I think this is fun. I mean, I could grab my spinning book and just put different styles of spins into the mix. And then we could roll the dice to see what we're spinning that day, which is kind of like pick a card, any card, but you know, just for fun. Almost got this all off. This is actually surprisingly soft. It really came out quite fine too, which I'm surprised by because I wasn't trying for fine. I was trying for something a little heftier, but it didn't work out that way. So here it is. All right, there's our end. Let me grab my scissors. All right, now this is our Decided by Dice yarn for the final look. Let me just get it off the nitty knotty. That's one side done. It's I'm forever surprised by this. You just randomly grab chunks of yarn based on what the dice tells you to do, and it actually turns out to be a not bad little yarn. This is kind of to show you, you know, you don't always have to plan out your projects. You can just spin it and see what happens. All right, there we go. Got it tied off. Put my nitty knotty back up. There we go. It's so nice to have it hanging there. It's nice and handy. All right, let's have a look at this bad boy. If I can get it to do a skein. Holy, I got it tangled around. Oh, that's why there's a little bit of fiber there tangling around my finger. Oh, maybe. So, here it is. Now I do have, oh, that's just the end there. This is what it ended up looking like. Now that purple metallic thread is so fine that it just kind of gives it an overall cast. Hold on, let me move the spinning wheel. It's on the tripod. Because, you know, I'm just that coordinated. All right, here we go. See if the lighting's a little better here. That's a little bit better. But you can see that there's those 3 different types of fiber. There's a little bit of Angelina sparkle in there. And then it's all tied together with that purple thread. Now, I was very careful as I was plying to not spiral ply, to keep the wool strand and the thread strand, the metallic thread strand, going together so that I'm not getting a spiral. I just have an uneven plies added to the yarn, which is, I believe, acceptable. And then you get this cool effect. It's not as pronounced as it would be with a spiral yarn, but it does give you a little bit of that boucle effect, a little bit of puffiness. So that was our first decided by dice yarn. I thought it was kind of fun. I didn't do up a whole bunch, and I never will unless I find something that I absolutely adore, and then I'll blend up the whole thing. But this I like. I think it was a very interesting little thing to do, and I think I'm going to do it again. So if you have any suggestions for add-ins or stuff to add to the list, that's fine. So these are what I have for now. And we will try it again, letting the dice decide what I'm going to spit. Because yes, my creativity does sometimes dry up. And this is a way for me to get creative without having to think of it on my own. I kind of like it. So if you like this, guys, do the stuff down below. Because I do crazy, chaotic stuff like this all the time. Thanks for joining me, guys. See you next time.